The humble finesse.
All right.
We back.
Episode 36.
36.
Yeah.
Gaining a little steam.
The camera's off a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah, it's all right.
How's it going out there?
How you guys doing?
How you doing out there?
We're good. We're chummy here.
How you doing?
We're so chummy. It's great.
Doing all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Wonderful.
So, I'm tired of pussy ass kids.
Yeah, as you should be.
First, elephant in the room. We were just arguing more about the last argument.
We were,
but we're moving past it.
Moving past it. I don't even fucking.
We didn't argue. It wasn't that bad.
Doesn't
but he
matter.
thinks it was bad, and we're in disagreement on that. But we're moving forward. Episode 36. Here we are.
I said, since you want to, I don't want it shown in a bad light. If I was shown in a bad light, hit that subscribe button, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I'm just fucking around, but
yeah, and we'll touch on that down the road. Probably we'll
never talk politics again. We'll probably never talk politics again, dude.
We'll revisit it.
Unreal.
We'll revisit it. So, anyways, yeah, I'm tired of pussy ass kids, and I had a funny story that happened. If you guys would like to gather around, sit Indian style around, and have a good story. So I feel like when we grew up, it was a little more rough and tumble, right?
A little bit.
You had a bunch of brothers.
Yep.
I know you guys fought.
All the time.
You know? I think I've seen it. I think I've been witness to it.
Probably one or two scraps.
I kind of grew up like an only child, but I would fight all the time at school, get sent home. That's just how it was. Like, I don't know. We went through some shit, right?
Yeah. A little rougher.
And now, I don't know. Kids,
80s,
I don't want kids to go through bad shit. But sometimes I feel like bad shit gives you perspective.
Gives you personality.
Yeah, and
going through something rough.
Some people, I don't know. You need that to problem solve. You know what I mean? To like learn how to navigate life. So, anyways, this is what happened. My little brother, he's 13, right? He has a group of friends. Two of his really close friends. They started like this ghost hunting.
Ooh.
Little ghost hunting group, right?
Scary.
They do these very funny videos on YouTube. Unintentionally funny. But they do these videos on YouTube and stuff, and they ghost hunt. Whatever. So we went to Alcatraz, did a night tour. Him and his friends were planning on ghost hunting. I went to film for the Something or Other tour, helped them out, got them some like extra footage just to help them out with their little videos. It was the 3 kids, and then they had this 4th kid tag along, right? He was new to the group, but they were letting him in to their ghost adventure group, right?
Cool.
So he went. I guess he didn't have the greatest time. Like, I could see he was a little more like, he didn't really know what to say. He wasn't really involved as much.
He'd rather be at home playing Fortnite.
Yeah, maybe. So he's just kind of there, right?
Right.
And his dad was like hovering. And I was like, so a few of the parents went, and I kept trying to tell them, like, you guys can, like, go do your thing. Because they're literally not even enjoying Alcatraz. They're just standing there staring at their kids who are trying to, like, do a YouTube video.
Right.
And it's just awkward, right? So I felt bad for the kids because I hate being watched. And then just to have and then one of the dads was even like complaining, like, "Oh, I've never been to Alcatraz. I want to do the tour. Don't you kids want to do the tour?" Blah blah.
Right.
And the kids are like, "No, we want to do our ghost hunt. Like, we came here for a specific reason."
Right.
So I keep trying to tell the parents, But so this 4th boy, his dad kept hovering, wouldn't stop hovering. Then I find out that I was talking to my brother and my mom about the videos because they came out. And they were like, "Oh, too bad that other kid's in it," or whatever. I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "Oh, because they're not friends anymore."
Okay.
So the 4th kid, right, X'd out.
Right.
So I was like, "Well, what happened?" And I guess like Halloween time, they were doing some Halloween party, and one of the other kids was he was dressed as like a zombie or some kind of horror, blood, something like that, and he scared that other kid. And now that kid's mom was like, "Oh, you shouldn't dress up as evil things, and you shouldn't do blah blah." Yeah, over a Halloween costume.
Halloween.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on where kids can't dress as scary things for Halloween? Like, I'm sorry, ma'am, but life wasn't perfectly constructed to be safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And inviting for you. Like, we're organisms on a floating rock. You know what I mean? Not everything's going to be perfectly comfortable and perfectly safe.
It's true.
It was just ridiculous to hear.
Right. Yeah, I mean...
That literally, like, he lost 3 friends over some fake blood.
Hey, you know, I mean, we're just a little bit softer these days, you know? What can you say? Is he an only child or something like that? Does he have siblings? I mean, probably.
He needs an older sibling to whoop his ass a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, but, you know, fuck. What can I say, dude? Kids are pansies, you know?
You have a son, like, you know, he's running around, right?
Yeah.
You need to, like, when he's running by, like, trip him a couple times.
I do all the time.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to know that life wasn't perfectly designed just for you.
No, for sure. You know, I mean, I'm not a fucking brute. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know, trying to make my kid a heathen out here or anything like that. But it's just,
there's a balance.
But see, I mean, I don't know. Kids are softer, dude. Kids are, you know what I mean, these days, you know, and it is because they don't have as much slack as we were given when we were growing up. You know what I mean? They couldn't run the streets until, you know, the light came on. You know what I mean? Fucking on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have that option. Parents are hovering and more worried about their well-being than anything. You know what I mean? And
when I was a kid, if my mom would have been hovering while I was filming something on Alcatraz, I'd be like, "Can you please go away?" Yeah. Like, let me run around Alcatraz by myself.
Right.
I'm fine.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you remember, like, just running out of the house, grabbing your bike, and just taking off?
Yeah.
You don't tell anyone.
No,
just go.
Yeah, I remember that, but I mean, today's a little bit more, you know, these days are a little bit more crazier. You know what I'm saying? Than we were growing up.
But they're not really.
They kind of are.
But every generation thinks that, and it's just not true. Crime statistics are down. Like, things like kidnappings are down. All that. It's just there's more exposure, and we hear about it. If a kid got kidnapped from down the street, we're hearing like that.
Right.
We're gonna see it on social media. We're gonna see. Back in the day, kid could get kidnapped two houses down. You wouldn't know until you saw the police car outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean.
But just recently with this news coming out, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, with the shooting and shit like that.
I mean, it's
parents
scary.
are probably more on high alert. You know what I mean?
No, it's scary because, like I said, my brother's 13, so I'm very overprotective of him in some ways. But, like, I try to give him the leeway.
Yeah.
That was, like, the thing on Alcatraz. Like, I told the parents, like, you guys can go. I'll watch them. And I was going to, you know, stand back and let them feel that freedom.
Right.
That they're doing their thing.
Right.
And
which we had when we were growing up. Like, yeah, I understand. You know?
Yeah, there's a difference between standing right there and being like, oh, don't do that. Don't go there. Don't do this.
Right.
And just standing back, make sure they don't chop their head off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I run into it all the time at the park, you know, with kids trying to run around and, you know, go up and down the slides, and parents are, you know, more cautious than anything and holding their hands. And, you know, it's weird though, you know, like, it's kind of off topic, but kind of not, but like a lady who always walks her dog at the park that me and AJ frequent and shit. And, she fucking, you know, some kid, you know, a little bit older than AJ, you know what I'm saying? Probably like 5 or 6, runs up to her dog and immediately tries to pet the dog. Right. Now she's a mom. She has, you know, a toddler running around the same age as AJ and shit.
Wait,
and
the kid ran up to the dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, some other, you know, his parents weren't around.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you know, that's kind of what you're talking about. Let him roam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he runs up on her dog, tries to pet the dog or whatever. And all I hear is like, you know, she kind of like doesn't yell at him, but she tells him like, what are you doing? Like, don't pet the dog. You know what I mean? He's not friendly towards kids. Then bitch, why do you have him at the fucking park? You know what I mean? Like, this is a park. It's obvious there's kids here. Your kids here. Why would you bring your dog? If your dog is unfriendly, leave your dog at home. You know what I mean? Walk your dog later on that evening to go take his shit or whatever. You know what I mean? But it was just weird to me, you know, like,
that is weird.
How, you know, some parents, you know, are I don't know. Like, me personally,
parents are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nowadays is really what it is.
They just don't have much trust. You know what I mean? They don't have.
But society, we're super fortunate to be in the United States.
But we also have to understand though, like when those parents were kids growing up, what kind of shit were they exposed to? You know what I'm saying? So they still they harbor some of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then in turn leave that on their kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard. You know, even though, like you said, the crime rates have dropped, kidnapping rates have dropped. You know, but it
feels scarier. You know what I mean? It does feel scarier.
Yeah.
Plus, you remember, like I don't have a kid, but if I did, like, I remember jumping my bike off this ledge and just eating it.
Right.
Scraping up my whole knee. If I had a kid, I'd be like, oh no, don't scrape your knee. It was terrible. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's like, you kind of got to scrape your knee a couple times.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's just like back in the days when we were kids, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't about catching the war wounds. It was about how fast you got up and limped off. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, catch your war wounds.
Which I did in my hoverboard accident.
Right. But as when I was a child, I wasn't worried about the scrapes and bruises. I was worried about the rip I just put in my Levi's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked for fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like that's what I was more worried about. But we still like some of the overbearing parents. You know what I'm saying? They're overbearing because you saw a lot. I mean, especially around here, a lot of them come from different places in the world where it's not the same as the U.S. You know what I'm saying?
And there's just a discrepancy between the haves and the have-nots, basically. Like, what a privilege to feel like the world was perfectly designed for your safety and comfort. You know what I mean? No, because I see that. Because this is the thing. My brother's friends, right? They're all like upper middle class.
Yeah, sure.
Like they're a little different, right?
Sure.
So I can just tell. I'm just like, this isn't the real world.
No.
Like, I know it's lovely over here in Los Altos, wherever the fuck you live. I know it's lovely here.
Right.
But the whole world's not going to be like this.
But see, we can't.
So maybe you should let your kid have a little bit of exposure and knowledge.
Right.
So that when he leaves Los Altos.
Sure.
Fucking comfortable little perfect community.
He'll have some realizations of the world, of what it really is. No, that's true. You know what I mean? Like, just working and being around students, the high schools and stuff like that. The high schools have completely flipped now, though, dude. Like, you don't have, there are no more, back alley brawls. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are no
good ones.
That's what I'm saying. There are no, what happened to you at school today? Why is your eye black? You know what I'm saying? Or why is your fucking mouth busted up? You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no more of that, dude. There's, it's stricter rules now.
I mean, especially around here. Because it's being gentrified and changed so quick.
For sure.
They're trying to make it as comfortable as possible.
Right. I mean, but, back when we were in high school, a common scrap was a regular day at school.
There was riots at school.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember one time, it was one kid, was talking to a girl that had a boyfriend. So, the two guys were going at it. One of them was my buddy. Everyone walked to the bus stop. You know how you just walk across campus. You walk across the street from campus.
Right.
That's how you do it so that you don't, the security can't touch
you.
So over at the bus stop across the street, there was all these essays.
Sure.
A couple cars pulled up, had baseball bats, all that shit.
Yeah.
Started swinging, started doing that. That was just a normal day.
You just get down.
You
just get down, but you live to fight another day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there wasn't, but then also too, like, when we're talking like, from that standpoint, as far as, what I'm saying, like a teenage kid and his parents are overbearing and they don't let him scrape his knee. Yeah. That's one thing. Mm-hmm. But, the pussies that, should really be put on blast are the gun-toting hard motherfuckers that scream a lot of loud nonsense.
Yeah.
That really wouldn't fucking throw a grape in a fruit fight.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, we know them too. We grew up with them too. But it's at an all-time high
that's all
now.
Insecurity.
Right. But it's at an all-time high. And I don't know if it's because, again, their parents not having much to do with their life, or as much, or having much, of a footprint on their day to day. You know what I'm saying?
And
but
with social media, your image is a little more important,
right? But I just to segue to Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
I mean,
he just wants attention.
But back in our heyday,
yeah,
you screaming how thug you are and how much of a badass you are.
Yeah,
pretty much painted the picture of you being a pussy.
Yeah,
it had like you were either silent and you were the dude to just probably just leave the fuck alone, or you were the loudmouth who didn't really have too much going, you know what I'm saying? Every time he got into a scrap, he got beat up, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, nowadays it's okay to have rainbow colored hair, and be talking to real gangbangers that they'll peel your nutshell back for nothing, right? But with those type of cats out there on social media, being glorified by these younger generation kids, it's kind of breeding more pussies. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not, I'm not labeling them all, but they are a little bit more rah and ain't gonna really get down when it come down to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
the thing is with Tekashi, whatever, he has like fought. Like, he'll get down, but I honestly feel like he's too immature to understand, like, it might go a little further than that next time. You know what I mean?
This is the same dude that Swan dies off the stage and
to him it's all a game. You know what I mean? It's all an image, and it's like, it's not for everybody.
Right.
But the thing is, like, that's probably a social media effect.
But this is what the a little bit older than the 13, but maybe not. Or this is what they're glorifying. This is what they're looking up to.
Yeah.
And it really paints them in the bad way to, have that kind of mentor. I don't know. What would you call it? You know what I'm saying? Oh, one other thing. What's the kid's name? Fucking 18, 19-year-old kid, screams that rah shit, got caught, got caught up, went to jail. So he's beating the shit out of his girlfriend in the hallway in a fucking hotel, right?
I don't know who.
What's the dude's name? NBA Young.
Oh, I didn't look up that.
NBA Young boy, right?
Yeah. He's a really talented artist too,
right?
Like some of my favorite projects recently.
He is.
But he does some dumb shit.
He's dope. He's dope as shit. He did a song with 40 and Yo Gotti, and that shit slaps. But I'll tell you what, him being the image that these young kids glorify and look up to, is ridiculous. He's beating the shit out of his girlfriend in the hallway.
I didn't look into the stories. I
didn't
know that.
This chick comes out, which she's a fucking kid.
Yeah.
She comes out, puts a video out talking about they were just playing. No, bitch. First he shoved you to the ground. I thought he was going to stump you. You know what I'm saying? Like, she comes out and says they were just play fighting. Right? But these are the young kids that these other kids glorify and they see, and it almost becomes normal for them to see that kind of like violence.
Yeah.
Another kid beating up, his girlfriend who's a kid. You know what I'm saying? Social media kind of stirs the pot on it. And,
it definitely does.
Yeah,
no, I as far as the rah-rah shit, it's definitely for the image, for the look.
Right.
And it like snowballs out of fucking control.
Right.
Like, and that makes it easier for people that aren't familiar with any street shit whatsoever to feel involved in it.
Yeah.
Like the amount of people I see on the internet commenting on like some street politics or some gang shit. Just like, you've never even met one of these people. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
And I was going to bring this up a couple podcasts ago and we never did. But Rich Chigger, are you familiar?
No, not at all.
So it was like this nerdy Asian kid and he did this video, this like hard ass trap beat,
Right.
and he's rapping like super tough, but like he looks nerdy. I think he's wearing like a fanny pack in the video,
Right.
But he's talking about choppers and extendos and all this street shit.
Yeah,
and he named himself Rich Chigger, like Chinese N-word, right?
Sure, yeah.
And like he's actually super talented. And then if you see his interviews, he seems like a really funny, charismatic kid.
Right.
But it's like he doesn't understand that he's glorifying shit that people really die.
Right.
Like this, people really live in poverty their whole lives. People really see, like it's fun for him to rap about extendos because he doesn't know anyone that fucking got lit up with extendos. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's so easy.
Right.
It's so easy for them now with social media. People just feel involved, and he actually just changed his name. I think he's just using like his regular name now.
Okay.
So he dropped like a project. So I'm like, all right, now I probably won't listen to it, but like, now I don't dislike the guy. It's like, all right, maybe you saw how stupid that was. Right. To play off.
Right. Yeah.
the N-word for your funny rap name, for your funny, I'm talking about choppers and killing people, even though I don't, I've never been involved or seen it or witnessed it or been affected by it.
Right.
But it's like, I don't want to be in no street shit, but like one of my good friends was murdered 3 years ago. One of the first people I ever did music with was murdered 3 years ago, about half a mile from where we're sitting right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like people don't understand. It's not like I'm not then gonna make jokes about fucking that shit. I don't know. It's just if you don't have the perspective and the exposure, it gets stupid. Yeah,
but it's like that's somewhat in the same realm as what I'm saying. The younger kids being pussies. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, because like I said earlier, a common scrap, a fight, putting them up, putting your dukes up, getting down. When we were growing up, that was number one. You know what I mean? If you got whooped bad enough, you might go back to see if you could best him the second time, but that was the least. That was the last straw. Like that, there was, you know what I mean? The least of our concerns was losing our lives to some dude who's really pussy because, or going to a party where some pussy pulls a pistol and just starts shooting blankly in a crowd because he's scared. You know what I mean? A lot of cats that are about that life. One, they're not talking about it.
They're quiet.
Yeah, they're not.
That's why they're free.
Right. They're not talking about it. They're not exposing themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays,
they like try to exploit it. For fame.
Right. You're glorified if you know what I'm saying. You talk about how many bodies you got, or you know what I mean. I mean, talk is cheap though, blood, because there's always somebody. I mean, there's somebody out here that'll pull your card real quick and. What are you going to do then? You know what I'm saying? So like, that's my whole thing with, the pussy kids. Like the gun violence, to a certain extent we were worried about it when we were growing up, but we didn't have to worry about it as much as these kids probably have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not scrapping.
The thing with gun violence when we were growing up, you would know when it was a threat.
Right.
It wasn't just like someone might want to show out for Instagram.
You would have like legit like gang members on your helmet. Like gang members.
There would be a real issue and you would know it was coming.
Right. Like, there's no way to dodge them because you're going to see them at some corner or some movie theater. Or you couldn't avoid it. But back then you were going to either scrap one-on-one, you were going to be jumped, but
everyone knew the stakes.
Yeah, right.
Where it wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna do some wild shit because it'll get me some followers.
Right. Because even half the cats that were really about that shit back in the day we were growing up, gang members, whatever, little juvie stints and shit. You know what I'm saying? You pull a pistol on them, they might be shitting a brick because they're like, damn, you just skipped part one and jumped straight to fucking trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, it's glorified to be a pussy ass kid.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's and that's what's on the forefront.
I remember growing up seeing that same type of person, but before social media. So they didn't have that outlet. So I can just picture it in my head, seeing it, like being at school, for example, and there'd be like, some try hard.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll bounce around to group trying to get attention.
Right.
And trying to be hella tough. Like,
yeah.
It's just funny. You can picture it like holding up their pants, like looking around. Like, I don't know. I can just picture like the people I remember. I'm not going to say names, but I can just picture. But now those same type of people have Instagram and Snapchat and all that shit to try to
boost their thug.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is the thing, though. I mean, what we're saying is that kids shouldn't, be exposed to gun violence and shit. But just know that life isn't. It's not perfect.
Be exposed to it, but fucking see them motherfuckers as clowns, player.
Oh yeah, no, that was a separate thing. I'm talking about the young, soft kids, like the one I started with.
Yeah,
I'm saying we don't want them to go pick up a gun and get in a shootout. That's not what we're saying.
No,
but there's a balance. You need to realize, that Earth wants to kill you. Like nature wants to take you out the game and use all your nutrients to grow some other shit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like there's an insane amount of other organisms that would love to kill you.
Yeah.
And use all your energy and resources. There's plants that will kill you so that they could use your fucking, your nutrients.
Yeah. You don't
there's got to be a balance, and I don't believe in how I started it. That kid, like, you can't even expose him to like a zombie. Like, that's too far. You know what I mean? And then the other end of the spectrum is people with rainbow hair waving guns and threatening gang members. Right?
Yeah. It's
so I mean, there's got to be a
cats that are still glorified after beating up a chick. Because
no,
they're niggas
I didn't hear about that.
They're niggas that'll break that nigga in half, blood. You know what I mean? You're about 130 wet.
Yeah.
But you're putting your hands on a bitch, nigga. She can't fucking. She don't even respect herself because the bitch out here talk about y'all are play fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's senseless ass shit. But these young, and we've talked about this on a previous podcast where I was saying, I was going against fucking the new school rappers. You know what I'm saying, these days and shit like that. And that's part of my driving force home. Like. Maybe it's because we don't have the social media and things aren't broadcasted out there. And maybe, who knows, rappers I looked up to then beat up chicks and held their girlfriend against her will. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
But we just didn't know.
We just didn't know it. But it's out here now. So if you're a kid, you know what I'm saying? And you're smart enough to know, you know what I'm saying? The fuzz is watching you, right? You should probably fucking, not do dumbass shit that's gonna put yourself out there in that light. It's just dumb, dude.
That is dumb. That's another problem is that when you give someone like him who doesn't have an education, never had money, all of a sudden you just give him all the money and resources, and it's like, how do you expect them to stay on the rails? And that's not an excuse. I'm just saying it's almost expected. We've seen it a million times before. It
is, but if somebody went upside his mama's head, slapped the dog shit out of her, you know what I'm saying? And then snatched her by the wig and drug her back into a room. Like, it's just, but this is not what the youngsters these days, you know what I'm saying? Besides, like, this is not what they're seeing. They're seeing that shit as some pimp shit, strong arming. And, back in our day, we had our shit, you know what I'm saying? I was at the forefront of the, when shit hit the fan. I mean, I got friends that'll vouch. I was the first one to go ham with the bitch. Bitch, if you don't bitch, get the fuck, you know what I'm saying? And really go hard, right? But the last thing I would do, even back then, is put my hand on a chick. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
that doesn't even cross my mind. And it's not even on the list of options.
Right.
Like, anytime I've had an argument with a girl, not once was I like, all right. I'm gonna go through steps 1 through 4, but 5
to the moon, Alice.
Yeah,
to the
like
moon.
it's never even, it's not even on the list. So I can't understand the psyche. You know,
but that's the element that people are in.
Yeah.
These kids are in. I think it's a drug-induced coma. I think these kids need to be clean and stop becoming junkies.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They definitely glorify being junkies now.
Yeah, they're out. Like we were part of an era where it was, you know what I'm saying, go hard on a broad, and you know what I'm saying. We had that MOB, money over bitches, and all. You know what I'm saying. We had shit that we said. You know what I mean, and rappers that we glorified. You know what I'm saying.
A lot of it was immature,
right? You know, but
we weren't hitting women.
No, I mean, well, no, we weren't hitting women, but 2, we weren't on enough fucking tranquilizers to fucking kill an elephant. You know what I'm saying? Like, these kids are dope fiends. You know, and you know. That's half the battle. Sad, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I say these kids, I mean, these are 18, 19-year-old kids. And I mean, they probably get the shakes if you had to wean them off as many pills as they're popping.
Pretty sad.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
hella
synthetic
sad.
Heroin.
I think Tekashi's like, I think he's fucking drugged up all the time too. He just seems fucking stupid, but he's always been like a clown trying to get attention. Like, you see, he went viral years ago when because he had like some stupid ass outfit and it said like pussy on it, some shit, and it went viral. Like, you know what I mean? So he's just always, I don't know. I feel like he's slow. He just wants attention, so he just does dumb shit.
It's very possible. But, it's very possible. I mean,
social media definitely enables that.
Yeah, it just puts him on a pedestal.
But
be stupider.
There's definitely a divide though between like those people and now saying like my brother's friends, you know?
Yeah,
because they're just like totally pushed away from real life,
right?
And then these other kids are just like glorifying all the crazy
but
shit.
No, the crazy thing about it is the ones who are like steered completely clear of that, typically when they get a taste of it, it's off the rails. Now they're fucking that's they are going into the deep end, dude.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exposure and education is the most important thing.
Like
you can't just hide drugs from your kid and then as soon as they're 18 they're like Dewey Cox. From Walk Hard,
right?
Like, get out of here, Dewey. You don't want no parts of this shit. He's like, no, it turns all your bad feelings into good feelings.
That was the ladies' man who exposed him.
That was what's his name?
Leon Phelps.
Yeah. Anyways, there's just got to be a balance. So I mean, that's what I started this by trying to say. Like, you need that exposure so you know life's not all pretty. It's not all roses,
right?
And it's like, you know, for example, let's say. These kids, they're pretty privileged, so they grow up a little bit.
Right.
They go to college, and then they take a job in New York. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they're walking down the street and get mugged, like, and they're just like, "What the fuck? This happens?" You know what I mean? That might be an extreme example, but it's like you got to have some street smarts because, like, you know.
Reality does set in. And,
if you really know shit, like you can see a mugging coming from 2 blocks away.
I mean, you can kind of steer clear of that whole crowd that might.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
You can see
hold you up.
But you know, some people live in a bubble, and it's like,
right.
You know, with my brother, I definitely want to expose him a little more. Like, dude, you're growing up way different than I grew up.
Right.
Way different.
Right.
You know, I remember my dad taking me camping. I think we went, or not camping, just hiking to Water Dog Lake in like San Carlos, Belmont area, somewhere around there. So it's this lake, you know, it's a little walk, little like reservoir, I think. I don't know if it's man-made. Damn. Sorry about the phone. So
you read scam likely. They're trying to scam you, bro?
Yeah. Trying to get me. No, so this, actually, I didn't know, but there's some serial killer that killed someone on that trail to Water Dog Lake. I didn't know that. Like, in the early 80s. But anyways, we walked down to Water Dog Lake. Then you can walk down this trail, really overgrown. It's not like a popular trail. Well, it wasn't back then.
Okay.
Walk down the trail. There's like an old rusted car down there. Right. My dad would tell me fucked up stories. Like, oh yeah, a friend of mine hung himself right here, you know, in high school. Like, he would just tell me fucked up shit, but it gave me perspective in some way.
Yeah.
And then he said, come here. Takes a leaf, right? This big old leaf. It's It's like, stick your hand out. Stick my hand out. Bow, right on the hand. It was a stinging nettle.
Nice.
Have you ever touched one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts a lot.
Yeah, it's discomfortable.
It hurt a lot. And he put it right on my hand and said, he might have did the top. He might have been nice about it.
Sure. Yeah.
He might have been a gentleman about it and did the top of the hand.
Right.
But he said, now you know that it fucking hurts and watch out for these plants.
Yeah.
That was
in no way
that
is
was
he
my
trying
education.
to expose, say, you should expose your children like that.
No,
you know
no,
what
no.
I'm saying? But
No, it was very,
you learned?
it was dysfunctional the way my dad raised me, for
Right.
sure. But I'm saying there needs to be a balance. That's all I'm saying.
Right. I mean, half these
you don't
kids,
have to
though,
sting your kids with terrible plants.
half these kids, though, you know what I'm saying, that are, pussies on both ends, you know what I'm saying? They're not exposed, right?
Yeah.
And to a certain extent, some of them are too exposed.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm
like
saying?
PTSD almost. And
Right,
they
right.
don't value life.
But then again, some of them, like I said earlier, 80s baby, dude, I got my ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew when my dad would give me a look, it was going down when I got home. You know what I'm saying? Some of these kids have never been touched by their parents, and not even touched in a good way. Hugged, told them they're loved.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is, but like, I'm not gonna go to the whole extent of, you know what I'm saying, the Bible spare the rod and shit, but some of these kids need their ass kicked. Yeah. Sometimes some form of discipline.
Some form
not
of discipline.
Just
Doesn't have to be
ass
physical.
Right, but some form of discipline. You know what I'm saying? And some of these kids don't. And that's another thing, that when they are exposed to it, they're like,
they don't know what the fuck
I
to
just
do.
got punched in the face. What do I do now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a deer in headlights.
Sometimes
like, what the
life's
fuck?
gonna punch you right in the fucking face.
Right in the fucking face, dude. It's like fucking what's his name? Chris Rock with the new special. He's like, to you fucking black parents out there.
Oh yeah.
When your kid wakes up in the morning, punch him in the fucking face. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what life is gonna do. But for all children of all race, all backgrounds, they need a little bit more firm discipline.
Give your children the tools to problem solve,
right,
to deal with things that aren't going to be comfortable,
right,
like we always say, get comfortable with discomfort,
right.
And it's like these kids, like my brother's friends, I'm just like, I can't believe how privileged you are, and you have no clue. You have no fucking clue. My big fear is that eventually our whole country is just going to get rolled over as soon as we enter another war. As soon as we enter another war, it's over.
Yeah.
They're just going to roll us over.
That's the fear of a lot of people, though.
Because nobody's going to know what to do.
That's a lot of fucking, the...
Look, like, these kids live...
fucking get me started, bro.
These kids live in a great community, right? They have great friends, great parents who, I mean, they mean well. They love their kids.
Right.
They're heavily involved in their kids' lives, which is overall good. But they don't understand what a lucky bubble that is to live in.
Yeah. I was explaining to, this dude I work with, he's a little bit younger, you know what I'm saying? But I was telling him, I said, man, the minute my kid, he was asking me, are you gonna buy AJ fucking Jordans? You gonna fucking have him fitted and shit? I'm gonna be like, yeah, he can, with things that he want, I'm gonna provide for him. You know what I'm saying? But I would much rather him want the most expensive pair of cleats, the most expensive fucking bat, the most expensive. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't have to be worthwhile. Doesn't have to be sports related at all. It could be the most expensive fucking saxophone I can afford.
Could be used
you know what I mean?
Productive as well.
Right, but in the same sense, I told him, I said, these are all rentals, though.
Yeah.
So the minute he brings home that report card that's in the shitter, he's going to be subjected to wearing the same pair of jeans, the same white T-shirt, the same sweater, same pair of busted-ass Asics, same socks, same drawers. When he gets home from school, he's going to wash that same pair. He
Yeah.
may be subjected to wear that shit for a whole 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Who knows? But the things that I buy him, the luxuries that he has while under my roof, or you know what I mean, he's going to get to enjoy them as long as he's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I find some rap album in his fucking backpack and talk about bitches and pussies and cunts and you know what I'm saying? I don't care about all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I do care about is him respecting, you know, some form of authority, mine specifically.
Yeah.
But showing that to other adults like his teachers.
Just some discipline.
Right. But the minute he doesn't, he's going to be subjected to look like a fucking bum. Yeah. I'm not going to hurt my kid, you know, physically. It's just going to be morale.
Yeah.
He's going to be up on cloud 9 while he's fucking wearing his new Jordans to school.
Yeah.
But the minute he fucks up, everyone's going to know. They're going to be like, your dad repoed, man. He repoed all your shit, didn't he? Yeah. That's, you just got to live with that, you know, but you got these pussy whip parents, the same, you know what I mean? They're sprinkling that on their kids.
Yeah.
And they're not empowering them with the right tools. You know what I'm saying? You have to teach them, you know, about respect. You have to teach them about, you got it now, it could be gone right this fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's, you know,
no, I mean, it
kind of fits though. We're in California, dude. There are a lot of liberals here that are a little more rolloverish than, you know.
No, for sure. For sure. And like I always call myself, I'm a militant liberal. Like, I'm a liberal, but like, I'll still fist fight you right now if I have to. You know what I mean? Like, if I have to.
I know. You sounded like it last week, but you know that
wasn't that
fucking around.
I had a funny thought about it. I can't remember. I lost my train of thought.
Right.
I was about to throw a punch. No.
No, we got to worry about.
No,
you know,
you have to get. Oh, I know. Like, I don't have kids, but like, for sure, if I have a kid, like, every reward he gets, like, he has to earn in some way. Like,
right.
As simple as you want a new pair of shoes, like, all right, like, you know, go throw your laundry in the basket.
Right, sure.
Simple task.
Right.
And that instills, like, nothing comes for free.
Right.
You know, nothing comes easy. Like, even the littlest task, like, but I mean, that'll be hard for me because I'm definitely the type that likes to provide. Like, I like to do things for people. So it's like, that if I have a kid, that'd be hard. Like, when I had, you know, ex-girlfriends, like family, like her little sisters, I used to take them to Disneyland, do all this stuff.
Right.
But like, she was like, her younger sister was incredible kid, and like, she was always getting good grades. Like, she was always doing really good at school.
Right.
Like, one of the kindest, like, well-mannered, like, kids ever. So it was like, it wasn't hard for me to be like reward her and like take her to Toys R Us and get her some stuff.
Sure.
But I feel like I would also have to like check myself to not just spoil my kid, you know what I mean? Like, you have to hold it back. There's
no problem with spoiling, but you have to keep that. You have to let them know that, keep in mind, you know, all this can be taken away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I want them
you
to
have
know
to live
where
up
it
to a
came
standard
from.
in order to keep it. You
Yeah.
can like I said, he may say one day, hey, you know what, Dad, I want this new video game console and these video games, and I'll go buy them. But you have to keep a standard to keep that. You know what I mean? Like,
I would give him a list and be like, all right, we'll do these 3 things.
Yeah.
And then also I think, see, I never got like the proper financial like education, because you know, they don't teach that in schools, even though they fucking should.
Right.
But like, you know, I would want to break down, like, if a console costs this much, be like, you know, this is how much I make an hour.
Right.
So this cost me this many hours of hard work for you to get the console. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think that would be beneficial.
No, it would.
Right? Especially to people like us who didn't come into money. So it's like, we don't know what the fuck to do. Even if we got money right now, we'd lose our fucking minds.
Right. No, but I mean, I'll have him do little tasks or whatever, but that's going to be like a regular thing. Like, he's already going to know that's what it
for sure
what it is. Yeah. But
that's what nobody does like chores and allowance anymore.
That's weird.
Doesn't it seem like that?
Yeah, it does.
I never hear about that anymore.
It does seem like that, but I think it's more of the
this is the thing too, and I'm speaking Yeah. I'm speaking from like learning from my mistakes or mistakes I had growing up. Because like, honestly, my mom spoiled the shit out of me. Mm-hmm. Like even when we were broke, she spoiled the shit out of me. And, you know, a lot of it was her making up for early childhood trauma. Right. You know what I mean? So once we got out of that, she spoiled the fuck out of me to make up for the terrible fucking tragedies and shit early on, right? Sure. So it makes sense. But at the same time, it wasn't healthy for me to learn that way, where I just, you know, I mean, I couldn't get everything I wanted, but for the
I
most
know.
part,
You used to stuff G.I. Joes in your sweatpants.
Yeah.
And shit, dude, you fucking thief.
But if I kept, you know, banging on the wall, eventually it'll come down. It was kind of that thing where, like, if I wanted something really bad, I would just keep bringing it up for a few weeks, keep bringing it up, and eventually my mom would crumble and she'd get it for me. So it's like that. It wasn't a good way to learn.
I mean,
and I've stumbled a lot because of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I dig it. I mean, giving them what they want, you know, and you pretty much you're leasing it to them, you know, and then when they don't pay, you know, the fucking it's just repoed. You know what I mean? Like one of my buddies told me the best way his dad used to tell them. He was like, "You don't own anything in this house.
Yeah.
Anything. I own everything. So anything from your room to my room to the kitchen to the living room is mine, right? And at any given moment, you know, not in some tyrant kind of way, but at any given moment, you could say your body language may be off. Yeah. And it's repoed. It's gone. Yeah, it's gone. And I mean, not gone like you can't earn it back. Yeah. But gone that fast, just so you know, reality is none of this is yours. Yeah. Just take that into consideration.
I think it's super important.
You know? Yeah.
It's important. It's important to say life doesn't give a fuck about you. Yeah. You know, like if you're hiking and you start falling off a cliff, Earth isn't going to put their hands out and catch
scoop you up.
Yeah. Like life does not give a fuck about you. It was good you brought up the Chris Rock joke because that was very on point, especially like for Black Americans. He just, if you don't know the joke on his new special, he said to teach his kids how hard it can be in America. He just punches them in the face every morning. Yeah. Which I'm sure he probably doesn't. No, it's a joke. You know, but I mean, but for it's just annoying. It's just annoying how soft kids are. Yeah. And some of it, I'll admit, some of it is too far. I'm going too far with like my irritation. I'll admit that.
Because some of the kids don't know any better because their parents are pussies.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not really. Like my little brother, he's 13, you know, so he's had like
you said, the mom walked up and said, "You can't be evil things. Don't be evil things." Like that's like, lady, shut the fuck up.
He's not really a zombie.
You're raising a pussy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like you have to let them grow and experience things and be afraid. And, you know, I mean...
Dude, how else do you learn except getting uncomfortable, getting hurt, getting scared, getting fearful, getting apprehensive? Those things make you grow. Yeah. But that's why, so my little brother will have like... Every once in a while, they have like, you know, some drama with a classmate or, you know, some little issue. And in my head, I'm just like, just punch him in his fucking face. Yeah. I'm just like, he keeps talking shit. Just punch him in his fucking mouth. Like, I don't get what's the issue. But I don't say that. But it's like part of me wants to.
I may go as far as to tell my son, you know what I mean? If you guys are having a misunderstanding, you know what I'm saying? Like the same way my dad told me, he said, people can say whatever they want to you. Yeah. But the minute they touch you, it's fucking over.
Yeah, that was what my dad said. You know what I mean?
Like, my dad it's a light switch. If they put their hands on you, get them. You know what I'm saying?
My dad always said, and he heard from his dad, who heard from his grandpa, don't start a fight, but finish it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So that's how it should be, like, in some ways. Like, and I'm trying to tell my brother, like, you don't have to physically fight. Right. But don't be a pussy. Confront that person. Like me. Yeah. When I had issues like at work, right, and I would hear, oh, so-and-so's upset, or I'm like, okay, let me go talk to them immediately, right now. Like, I'm not going to
wiggle around,
go back and forth.
Right.
Everyone's talking behind each other's
Well, tell
backs.
them I said this.
Yeah, everyone's behind each other's backs. Like, yeah, I don't know why they keep. No, I go straight to the person that has an issue,
right,
and say, "So what's up? What's going on?" Whether it be with me or even when I was like a manager, it might be between two coworkers.
Right.
I would go to them, be like, "So what's the issue? Talk it out. Be a fucking adult."
Right.
Okay, that's not that serious.
Hey, you know what's crazy though?
And it's cool.
We're sitting here, we're talking about kids being pussies and this and that, you know what I mean? But god damn it, jiu-jitsu and boxing classes and things like that, wrestling, they're at an all-time high.
Yeah,
some of these
lot of them are fake though. I saw a thing about how like a lot of them are like they're just to make you feel good. It's like a pat on the back. They're not really teaching you the real shit.
Cauliflower ears aren't fake.
Oh
you
no,
can
for sure that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, no, how I mean it is like, there's a lot of these fucking, there's enough of it going around right now where kids you would think are pussy are far from pussy. So even at we're at a bar and the smallest young fuck, he might he's not talking the loudest. Yeah. But put him in a scrap, he's gonna do work. You know what I'm saying? So it's there's a lot of shit that, kids can be put into that, will give them that kind of self-esteem. You know what I mean? Not where they're just bullying, but you know what I mean? Can help with their growth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so too. The thing is that kind of goes into like fitness.
Right.
Like fitness stuff is at an all-time high. The whole fitness industry is huge.
Right.
But we're more obese than we've ever been, right?
Yes.
So it's only a small segment that's actually doing that. And I think it's the same with like MMA is huge and stuff, but it's still just a small segment.
Because for every dietary thing that comes out, McDonald's just brought the McRib back.
Yeah.
And
it's difficult. I'm on a protein shake diet right now.
It's outstanding, and
I'm on a protein shake diet right now.
I can tell you are. You're a little. You got some more energy. Well, you got more energy than normal. Normally, you're a little. But you said your sleeping schedule is different, changing back to normal a little.
Yeah,
bit,
but it's always off the rails.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But I mean, fuck. You give my better half some fucking energy, some protein shake, and she drinks that in the morning now rather than fucking coffee.
I don't do like pre-workout, so it doesn't have caffeine and shit in it.
Oh, okay. That's what she's taking some of that shit in the morning.
Yeah, no, I'm like pretty hungry right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did karate as a kid, but
no, that's fake.
No, it was. Yeah, it was. No, I think it was. This is a funny story, actually. This is a funny story. So, I've always been a smaller kid, right? Like, I was a late bloomer. I was always small. When you knew me when we were kids, I was tiny, right?
Right.
Everyone's voice changed. I'm still, hey, guys.
Right.
Right? I was always like that. But my dad, when I was younger, he would discipline me, like, physically. He never really, like, beat my ass, but he would spank the fuck out of me. But once I got older, he would play fight with me. Really fucking rough.
Yeah.
Like, until I was crying. You know what I mean? And he'd be giggling, and I'd be crying. And that was a typical evening.
Yeah, running the mill,
that was a
fucking
typical
fatherly
Tuesday
tasks.
evening.
That sounds like to me.
Yeah, so I mean, I always, it was unfortunate because when I was really young, I learned quick, but when I was young, I fought a lot. Like when I went to John Gill in Redwood City. I used to get in fights all the fucking time. One time I fought two norteños at once. That was a good one. There's another one, this bully. He was like in 5th grade, and I think we were like in 2nd or 3rd. And he kept bullying my friend, and I was like, stop. And my friend was a pussy.
Right.
Total pussy, right? But he was my best friend, so I kept telling the kid, like, shut up. Like, stop making fun of him. Stop making fun of him. He wouldn't. So I threw him up against the fence and started gut shots, till he crumpled on his knees. I got sent home, and my mom wasn't mad at all. She was like, she knew the other kid, the pussy kid. I was my best friend. I was defending him. She wasn't mad at all. And she told the principal, like, yeah, well, he was defending him, right?
Right.
And I'm just saying this to say that as a young kid, I fought a lot. I don't fight no more, so don't.
Right.
I'm not a tough guy. I'm a YouTuber.
You got to avoid it now. These young kids will fucking shoot you first. They're not going to fight you one-on-one.
I'm a YouTube
They're not going to square up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're in a whole different element now.
I'm a soft YouTuber. Okay. So, anyways, but I joined karate, and I remember there's this kid who was like kind of the same size as me. We're kind of like, it seemed like we were a good match. And he had been doing karate like a year before me, right?
Right.
So I was like hesitant, like, damn, he's been doing karate a while, whatever.
Right,
So
sure.
then we sparred and I kicked the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Right? Kicked the shit out of him. And I was like, damn, you're fucking awful. Like, it wasn't like I was just so much better than him. He was just, this wasn't his thing.
And karate was fake.
Yeah. This wasn't his thing. But I remember anyway, I say all this to get to the funny part, which was like, I went up like 1 or 2 belts, right? And then to go up to the next belt, I had to do, I forgot what they called it, a showcase.
Yeah.
Right? You had to do that with
all the parents there.
To progress.
And everyone, yeah.
But my stupid ass, I didn't know that was just like in the same, whatever you call it, dojo, whatever the fuck. And then it's just at night, instead of during the day.
Right.
Like you just go in at night and some parents are there and you do your fucking
right,
whatever, I didn't know it was that. In my head, I really thought like I'd be on like stage in a big theater.
Sure.
Like I thought it was gonna be this huge Karate Kid moment, like
right,
with thousands.
That's what
of
fucked everything up. Everybody's seen fucking Mr. Miyagi and fucking Daniel-san thought they were just
But I thought like I literally thought it was gonna be like an arena of screaming people, and I had to go up there.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it. I quit. And it wasn't until years later I found out, like, wait, it would just be like what I normally do, but in the same place. Like,
yeah,
I don't know why I didn't ask the question. I just assumed like I'm gonna go to Oracle Arena,
right,
and get in front of thousands of people and have to do my little kicks and yas
with the grunt.
Yeah, you gotta do the
right,
yeah, whatever. You know what I mean?
See, the crazy thing about it though too is these parents, and this is what I mean, the minute fucking my son signs up for anything, he's fucked. Once I footed the bill for whatever, he's fucked. He better never tell me he enjoys playing the drums, because he's gonna get a drum set, and you know what? He's gonna play those fucking drums until my ears bleed. All right, like, oh, you don't want to play baseball? Okay. Oh, you want to play soccer this year? All right, great. You're not quitting. Like you're going full fledged, or you're going to give me my money back, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, like parents let kids give up, and that can also be, a part of their downfall in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to go through with this because you said you wanted to do it, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Are
you going in on me for quitting karate here?
No, you just gave me the idea because I know a lot of parents.
I wasn't a quitter though. That was,
you know
one
what
of
I
the
mean.
things
But like, fuck, dude. Families are under financial crises all the time and shit. And a kid saying that's what they want to do, and they want to sharpen this skill, and then all of a sudden, because you know what I'm saying, maybe they got fucking choked out by a little girl in jiu-jitsu, they're like, I don't want to do it anymore. Well, you know what? You're gonna go back and you're gonna get good enough to beat the shit out of her. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be one of those parents, but there are parents out there that roll over.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Anything I ever quit though, in my defense, just because I don't know why.
Not saying
I don't have to
not
defend myself,
you,
but
saying.
I just. I know.
I'm not saying.
I don't have to defend myself. I'm just saying, just for conversational purposes. The things I did quit, it wasn't like I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. It was just like, this isn't for me. Like, I'd rather play baseball. I'd rather do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
It wasn't like, in my defense.
No. I understand. And in my defense, you know what I'm saying? Like, being the fact that I grew up with so many brothers, it was crazy because
you had a lot of brothers.
Growing up, fucking, my mom would lay it out there. Marcel was super crazy at sports. You know what I'm saying? I liked him. I enjoyed him. I think I could have did well. But being the fact that we didn't grow up with much money, it was either or.
Yeah.
It was either I was going to play a sport or Marcel was going to play the sport.
Yeah.
And
he was more all in than you were with sports.
That's only because my mom couldn't afford both of us. You know what I'm saying?
Sense.
So, and most of the time, me being the bigger brother, I mean, this started back in middle school because that's when he started playing basketball. But
even so, though, when we used to hoop in middle school, I think he was always way more like into it than you were.
He was more.
I could be wrong.
No. He was
just my thought.
He was more into it. I mean, fuck, dude. We just talked about fucking video games. I like playing video games, sitting at home on my ass.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, you were always more the like laid back, chill, whatever.
But when I was given the option to play these sports for high school or middle school, I would tell my mom, no, Marcel wants to play, let him play. It's my younger brother. I love him to death.
Yeah.
I would do anything for him, even at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So like I pretty much would put my shit on the back burner because we were financially strapped. So just in saying that,
dude, I got a funny story.
I would totally tell my son, like, give up what? You want to want to give up what? Like, no.
Yeah.
Get back out there. Go run with these other kids. And you know what? I want to see you shove that other kid over immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Hit him in the mouth.
Right. But I want him to fucking have some kind of, follow through effort. You know what I mean? I don't want to raise someone who's
wishy-washy.
Right. Or just unhappy with the amount of time it takes for him to grow in one area. You know what I mean? I want him to be the best in that area, and I'm going to give him all the tools to do that. And the minute he says he doesn't want to use those tools, well, I spend X amount of dollars. And like I said, he's not going to pay me back for that.
Get uncomfortable with discomfort.
Get the fuck out here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
did I say get uncomfortable? Get comfortable with discomfort.
Right. I'm not going to be what is that? Jesus Shuttleworth's dad. I'm not going to be Denzel out here fucking
no love at all.
No love, dude. But I'm like, fuck, man.
Dude, does Marcel listen to the podcast?
I don't think he does.
Well, he's gonna have to listen to this one. You fuck, Marcel. You dirty fuck. So this is funny. Like in middle school, Avery was you were a grade higher than us, right? Me and Marcel, his brother, were the same grade level, so we played all the same sports, same teams, and whatever. And this fucking guy, he was the biggest. He was the most like athletic, most fast, right?
Yeah, at McKinley, right?
Yeah, at McKinley. So like like I had said earlier, I was a late bloomer, so I'm tiny. So I get
right.
Immediately I'm written off.
Still a little small, if you ask me, but late bloomer. Keep going.
I'm still blooming.
I'm just throwing my jabs. You can keep going.
I'm still blooming. No, so he was always the most athletic or whatever. So the fucking coaches let him do whatever the fuck he wanted.
That's right.
He would cuss out the coach, walk off. And you remember McKinley, like from the field, they had the whole playground.
Right.
He would walk the whole playground talking shit.
Right. Sure.
Cussing out the coach from across the fucking yard.
Yeah.
And the next day the coach would be asking him back. You dirty fuck.
Yeah, shit happens.
Hey, if I could go back, I would tell the coach, like, let him fucking walk, let me play.
Yeah. I mean, as
dirty fuck.
As a sophomore, he started a varsity game for fucking our high school. I couldn't believe it at quarterback. I'm like, how the fuck does he go from wanting to be a wide receiver or cornerback to being the quarterback of what is it, JV? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden he's starting a varsity game because the varsity quarterback went down or something. It's like, what in the fuck is going on, dude? Like,
dude, he used to just cuss out coaches and they would let him right back. We'd always
that's
what?
Now that's skill.
Yeah.
Now that's skill. That can't be. That can't be taught. That's just.
It helped.
Skill.
He was the tallest kid. It helped. He was the most athletic. He hit puberty first, right? So he was like, so it wasn't fair. It wasn't fucking fair, all right?
I need those golden years back, you motherfucker.
Give me some run. Dude, it was bullshit though. I was written off quick from like everybody. I remember like I was so mad at McKinley. I don't remember which year, but they had the A team and the B team for basketball.
Right.
And like the coach of the A team knew a bunch of these kids from church.
Right.
So he just let them all on the A team.
Right.
And I'm stuck on the B team with bums.
Right.
So I'm the starting point guard for the B team with nobody to pass it to. Like nothing, right? And like I used to have to just chuck up threes. It was just an embarrassment.
I remember going to a few of you guys' games.
Yeah, I'm saying there's these bums playing on the A team just because they knew the coach. And it's like I wasn't I wasn't going to get nothing because I was the little fucking tiny kid.
You're fucking right.
But, hey, to go back, shout
You weren't
out
special
Marcel,
enough,
though.
sir.
Yeah. But that was the thing. Outside of school sports, like baseball, I was a starting pitcher for the All-Stars, starting shortstop for the All-Stars.
He has the
raw, right?
He has to give up
stupid
his,
raw. I got the stat sheet right here. No,
But
I got my trophies.
He's got to clear his name.
No, I'm just saying, like, I had accolades for a athlete at the time,
right?
But when the kids knew the coach or whatever, or Marcel, just fucking big as fuck, he can just walk off and cuss out the coach.
Facts.
But shout out Marcel, though.
That's what always happened though with fucking.
Oh yeah, I mean that's going on probably right now. There's probably a kid down the street cussing out their coach.
Right. I got a quick story before we wrap this up.
Let me one thing real quick. Shout out Marcel though, because every fucking lunch period when we would play pickup basketball, he would pick me first because he was always the captain, and we were best friends, so he picked me first. I'll never forget that. Yeah. I'll never forget that. And we used to ball out.
Doesn't that just
we used to
drag
ball out.
a
Like
tear out of you?
I was the point guard. You know what I mean? It was like Penny and Shaq. You know what I mean?
Doesn't that just drag a fucking tear out of you? So, on a darker story of Marcel's. So we're in high school. He's he was a popular dude. You know what I'm saying? I think by this time I was a senior, and they had hit a lick. Him and a couple other cats had hit a lick. I'm going to not use names and shit, but they hit a lick.
Names and dates. No.
I should. No, they hit a lick, and
which was a semi-normal thing back then. You soft fucking kids today,
right? They hit a lick. I remember Marcel running up to me, and he handed me just a wad of money, and he's just like, "Dude, like, if anybody fucking asks you about this, you didn't fucking see me." And I'm just like, all right, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was always in and out of fucking some kind of trouble and shit like that. But I was like, whatever. So I'm a senior at the time. And I remember, we're Redwood City cats, you know what I'm saying? And, if you know anything about, the Bay Area, Redwood City, next to it is Menlo Park. Then it's, Palo Alto, East Palo Alto. And we were always usually viewed as some kind of suckers. That's fine, whatever.
Because a lot of Redwood City was suckers.
I can't agree with that or not agree with it. But
I'd say a lot, not everyone.
Sure.
Of course, not everyone.
But whatever the case is.
Well, this is the thing. Redwood City had more diversity. It had more nice areas, whereas East Palo Alto had no nice areas.
It's true.
So that's why it was like that.
So we were viewed as somewhat of some kind of suckers, whatever, which, you know what I'm saying, all through my high school experience, you know what I'm saying, and Marcel's, we were never really... There was
always issues.
We were never no kinds of pussies or whatever. So whatever the case is, this dude walks up to me, and he's asking me, like, where's your brother? You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at him like, damn, dude, he just got done telling me, if anybody asks you, tell him you ain't seen me or whatever.
This is another student?
Yeah. So I tell the dude, I'm like, fuck if I know, I don't know, whatever, right? Then I got this other dude run up to me. Mind you, these are all cats who, they were a little bit more in the streets, you know what I'm saying, and they were known for whatever kind of bullshit. So long story short, I guess they hit a lick, and the person they licked was some dude who had some kind of ties to these other cats, and they were asking me questions about my brother. So I tell them flat out, like, hey, check this out. Don't ask about where my brother is. You could just find out what's good with me if you have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is, one of the dudes ends up finding Marcel. That was a bad idea. I remember leaving my sixth period, walking down the main hallway at Menlo Atherton High School, and I see Marcel running down the hallway with no shirt on, right? And I see a few security guards chasing after it in hot pursuit. And all I do is turn around and look at Marcel, and I'm like, dude, run, dude, they're on you. Just run, right?
Yeah.
Whatever the case is, I see the dude after that had walked up to me and asked me, kept it, where's your brother? You know what I'm saying? And dude had a name for himself. I don't even know if he was in school another 2 weeks after that whole thing occurred, but he got the shit kicked out of him. Marcel was just a fucking hothead. I mean,
Yeah.
I went, after finding out that Marcel fought that one specific dude, I went looking for dude, because I'm like, fuck this. You know, that's my brother.
Yeah.
After seeing dude, I kind of just bowed out. It was pretty bad. He beat the brakes off of him. Whatever the case is.
Marcel beat the brakes off.
Yeah, it was crazy though. But like, you know, there was all kinds. There was always stories like that. There was always something like that to deal with my younger brother, blood, and like,
no,
you know,
shout out Marcel.
It was shout out.
He was a Tasmanian devil. Out there.
He had. I mean, he has a reputation of a fucking pirate. Yeah. But I mean, he's a great dude. You know what I'm saying? I love him to death. But
that was my best friend growing up.
Yeah, so, but it was you know, there was some great fucking experiences.
Me and Marcel fought one time.
I'm sure that did end well for you, bro.
Nah, it was just kind of, we just kind of wrestled around. That was it. It was at PE I was like 6th, 7th grade. I don't remember.
Yeah, you know.
It was more of a wrestling match. It wasn't like a fist fight.
That's live wire.
Yeah.
But fucking.
No, but it was fine. Back then, you could fight, and a couple hours later, you're good.
Right. So all this is pretty much geared to, in a nutshell, to thwart you guys' you pussy activists.
Yeah.
Stop making your kids pussies.
Yeah.
Let them learn the ropes.
I didn't have a friend growing up that I didn't fight at some point.
Yeah.
I remember being at Disneyland at the hotel, not with Marcel, this other friend. I thought he like held me under the water for a second, and that had happened to me at the Red Morton fucking pool. Okay. So I was like, I was already sensitive about that shit. Sure. Someone tried to hold me down, some stranger. So I thought he did that at the Disneyland pool. Right. It was a motel by Disneyland.
Right.
We weren't that bougie. So I thought I guess he swam over me, and I just immediately got out the water, no questions asked, just swung and just bow right across the face.
Yeah.
That's just how it was.
Yeah, you just teach your kids fucking how to defend themselves and give them a little leeway to fuck up a little bit. But we're gonna end up closing this out. We got things I gotta tend to.
Shit, kids are fucking pussies. Stop being pussies.
Stop being pussies. Stop fucking glorifying these fuckers who are hitting women and shit. You know what I mean? Just let's just
find a mature balance to life.
Right. And you kids out there, grow to be men and not little fucking pussies. All right. Cheers to you guys.
Episode 36 in the books.
In the books.
All right.
The Humble Finessors on air with Abe and Dylan Sesco.